Welcome to RPS Group of Schools online classes. Dear students, today we are going to start a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Habitat of Living Things. In this chapter, we will study about habitat, components of habitats, types of habitat, and adaptations. First, we will understand the definition of habitat. What is a habitat? A place where an organism lives in nature is called its habitat. For example, a desert is the habitat of camels and cacti. A forest is the habitat of lions and tigers. And water is the habitat of fishes. All living things get food, water, and shelter from their habitats. Now, we will understand the components of a habitat. There are two components of habitat. Number one, abiotic or physical components. Second, biotic or living components. First, we will understand abiotic components. Abiotic components are non-living physical factors of the habitat. These are the different components under abiotic components. Number one, light. Number two, temperature. Number three, air. Number four, water. Number five, soil. So now students, we will understand each component one by one. The first one, light. The sun is the ultimate source of light on the earth. It affects photosynthesis, growth, germination, flowering, etc. in plants. It keeps some animals more active during daytime than at night. As per their activity in the daytime and nighttime, animals are of two types. Animals which are active in daytime are called diurnal. The animals which are active in night are called nocturnal. The second point is temperature. First, we will understand the definition of temperature. It is the degree of hotness or coldness of any object. It affects the various activities of living organisms such as feeding, movement, growth, reproduction, etc. Animals which change their body temperature with the outside temperature are called cold-blooded animals. For example, fish, frog, lizard, and insects. Animals which do not change their body temperature with the outside temperature are called warm-blooded animals. For example, mammals and birds. The third point is air. All living organisms take in oxygen from air for respiration and give out carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide gas from air for making their food. And the oxygen released by the plants is taken by all the living organisms on the earth. Fourth point, water. It is essential constituent of the body of all living organisms. No organism can survive without water. So it is needed by all living beings for carrying out their various life processes. Fifth point is soil. It is important for living things. It is essential for plants. Plants take water and minerals from soil and grow in it. Animals get food from plants. It provides living place for many animals like earthworm, snakes, ants, etc. So these all we have studied about abiotic components. Now students, we will understand the biotic components. All life forms like plants, animals and humans are called biotic components. So these components are grouped as number one, producers, Number 2, consumers. Number 3, decomposers. Producers contains all the plants and consumer contains all the animals and decomposers are the microorganisms. Now we will understand each one by one. The first one is producers. All green plants are producers because they produce food on the earth. They contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. With the help of chlorophyll, plants make their food in the presence of sunlight using carbon dioxide and water. This process is called photosynthesis. All green plants prepare their own food. That's why they are called producers. They produce food for the other living organisms on the earth. The second one is consumers. The animals cannot prepare their own food. They consume either plants or other animals. So they are called consumers or heterotrophs. My dear students, consumers are also known as heterotrophs. These consumers are classified according to the food they eat. Number 1, herbivores. Number 2, carnivores. Number 3, omnivores. So the first one is herbivores, the animals which eats only green plants. That's why they are called as primary consumers. For example, rabbit, deer, etc. Carnivores are those animals which eat other animals. That's why they are called as secondary consumer because they depend on primary consumers for their food. The third one is omnivores. Omnivores are the animals which eats both plants as well as animals. For example, bear, crow. The third one is decomposers. Certain microorganisms like bacteria and fungi are called decomposers because they break down the dead or decaying organisms and release their nutrients back into the environments. That's why they are helping in recycling of minerals or nutrients in the nature. They are also called as nature's cleaners because they clean the nature by removing the dead and decaying matter on the earth. So that's all for today. Thank you.